Good afternoon. Hello, Shariza. Hello, hello. Hello, how are you, everyone? Welcome, Valeria. Welcome, Melissa from Miracles Within Us. Welcome, everyone. Hi. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, where we will be talking about willingness and love. What does willingness have to do with love, and how is that impacting us? So before we get started, if you are new, let me know that you are new so that I can give you a very special welcome. Also, for those of you who are new, my name is Dianese. I am a sexuality expert here, your permanent sexuality expert at Periscope. And I am so excited to see all of you joining me today. Good morning, good afternoon to everyone, depending on where you are in the world. I missed you too, Yuri. And welcome back, Lisa. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for those of you who are giving me a heart blast. I see the purple and blue love coming through. Oh, now the lavender's in there. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So today we're talking all about willingness. And this actually came as a topic because I had a client call where this was the deepest thing that we talked about. So I draw inspiration from my clients, and I love to share things that I learned through my clients and working with them with you all. So I got a call, from a client, and what ended up happening is, some relationship issues are coming up. And I know that we all have gone through that, right? We all have been in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a love ship, right? And some issues come up. What's your name, love? You who just said same. Yeah, right? So we all, how many of us, hands up here, that we've gone, Diana, thank you for reminding me. So yeah, like Diana said, like Shariza said, like we all go through ups and downs in relationships. And one of the things that I really support my clients around is understanding willingness, right? Because I believe that willingness is a key ingredient in making relationships work, right? It's having that disposition to shift, to change, to compromise. And I know there's so much negative connotation to the word compromise. So that's why I use the word willingness, right? Because you can want to make something work, but you can't make it work on your own. And that's the biggest challenge that I see my clients facing. What now if the person is in another relationship? If the person is in another relationship, again, what I can recommend in that situation is being honest. Hola, alegría. Algeria. I'm reading in Spanish. I'm sorry. Take over the ship. When there is another relationship in the mix, all you can do is be honest, right? You can express how you're feeling. It's up to the person what they do, right? But when you are in a relationship with this person, there has to be willingness on both ends, right? There's things that you're going to come up against that you're going to be like, ooh, I wasn't ready for this. And there's things that they might come up against in the relationship that they're going to say, ooh, wasn't ready for that. But there has to be willingness on both ends. I don't know about that because I feel like if that person can commit in one relationship, why would they commit to you? Yeah, commitment is a big thing, right? So commitment, there's all types of issues with commitment, that people have a phobia to commitment. There's people who are scared of long-term commitment, and commitment looks different for every single one of us, right? What a committed relationship looks like to you might be very different for your partner. And that is why communication is important. Yuri, you're not allergic. Hello, Lily. CJ Lily's in the house. I'm so happy to see you join me again. So we're talking about willingness and having willingness to change. And this is exactly what came up with my client, having a partner that is not willing to compromise, not willing to change or see things differently. I am doing very well, my love. Thank you for asking. Aw, thank you, Christian. I'm glad to see you back. I remembered your name. I'm always proud of myself when I can remember your names. So definitely there needs to be that mutuality, right? That common shared reality, that common goal to work on things, right? Because relationships don't just happen, right? Like love happens. Romance, is not something that necessarily just happens. You have to put energy and effort and really commit, right? Not just to your partner, but to the relationship and making it work. And it's not saying, and here's where it gets tricky, it's not saying, regardless of what happens, I'm sticking in this relationship. It's saying, I'm committed to putting all of my effort and as much energy as I can into collaborating with you to see if this is going to work for us, right? And if it doesn't work for us, it's being honest and saying, this isn't working for me, and knowing when to bow out, right? But we stay so attached to relationships sometimes that even when all the signs are there, there's no willingness, there's no compromise, there's no mutuality, there's no understanding from the other person, we insist on staying in it. Right? Thank you. So really shifting from this has to work, right, to I'm willing to make it work. But if it doesn't work, I'm okay with letting it go. I do have a hard time letting go. Yeah, and this actually is so connected to what we were talking about yesterday. If you missed yesterday's scope, we were talking about attachment and relationships and our power, and how, our attachment style has been defined since we were like infants. And that can still be playing a role in how we show up in relationships. And attachment can actually be really difficult for some people. It can be difficult for people to feel attached, and then it can also be difficult for people to let go based on their history, not only in relationships, but also as an infant. How were you attached to your primary caregiver? So all of this information, and this concept of willingness are things that we're going to go much more into depth in our program that is starting on April 15th. So if you're not aware, I am launching an online program that is going to be tailored based on things that we've talked about here and really help you take the psychology and the behavior and really turn it into things that you can apply in your life. Sheesh, you're hitting me right in the heels. Quisiera volver a creer en el amor, pero me da miedo volver a sufrir. Suffering. One of the things one of my spiritual advisors tells me and shares almost daily is that spiritual practice and really connecting with yourself, and for me that's also connecting with your sexuality, actually saves time that would otherwise be spent in suffering, right? So it's actually doing this work, learning and growing and really exploring your own sexuality are ways that actually reduce the suffering, right? Joining me in my program that's going to start on April 15th is actually something that you can do, commit to, that can actually help you find love again and not suffer anymore, right? Because not having love in your life is a form of suffering. So I invite you all to keep your eye out. On Friday, I am going to be giving you all the details for my upcoming program. And also, you still have a few days, one more day, to sign up for my email list so that you can get the bonus gift. And the bonus gift is actually going to be coming out in both English and Spanish. So it's, lots of love and labor there, but I am so psyched to be offering you all this tool. And really next week, I'm going to kind of give you a hint, but next week we're going to be talking specifically about this tool and using it throughout the entire week. So I want you to have the tool. I want you to really take the most advantage of the things that I'm creating and sending out to my list. So do join my email list, sexualitypower.com. Right on the main page, there's a big pink subscribe button. Just hit that, enter your name and email, and you are all set. How about the people that already found love? Yes, Diana, thank you for asking that. If you already found love, you still need to maintain that relationship, right? And there are tools and tips that I'm going to be giving throughout this course, and I always provide stuff on my Paries to really help you gain more awareness about yourself, about your partner, and help that connection deepen, right? So it's not like relationships, it's like it happens and it just stays like at a straight line. No, there's ups and downs, there's challenges that come up, there's a growth that has to happen together. Because I've already been through the ringer with my boyfriend, LOL, but we could always be better. Oi, bon tarde. Buena tarde. I love the Portuguese. I'm learning Portuguese this year, although I haven't been practicing. So it always excites me to see someone in Portuguese come on. Yeah, we can always deepen that bond, deepen the strength, and strengthen that relationship muscle. So there's always things that you don't know that I talk about throughout my courses, and I invite anyone, regardless of your relationship status, this course is going to be beneficial because it's going to help you understand yourself more and understand your partner more as well. Yo quisiera entenderte, pero en español es mejor claro para mí cuando estés hablando español. Español a las 4:30. Spanish at 4:30. So that is, the bulk of what I wanted to share with you today, really opening up that willingness, right? And admiring, observing, right? The willingness of the other person, right? If there isn't willingness on both ends, it's really not going to work, right? If there's not a willingness to grow, to change, and change is one of those words too that it has a bad rap, but I feel like if we're not changing and growing, we're dying, and change is always, in my opinion, for the better, even if at first it's a challenging time period. So make sure you are in open communication with your partner and really having that shared reality of mutuality and willingness to make the relationship work and nurture it so that it can really be a source of joy, love, and light in your life. Eres un ángel, Dios te dé más conocimientos, bendiciones a tu vida. Ay, gracias. So I want to check to make sure that this person is still on, and they are not. Okay. Either way, I still want to give a little shout out. So if you are not following Miracles Within Us, Visit miracleswithinus.net. Melissa is having a webinar next week, Thursday and Friday, and it is all about attracting abundance. It's a completely free webinar. It's an hour of your time. I'm going to be on for both sessions, and I am super excited to be sharing this with you all because I know that she is a powerhouse of a woman and has so much wisdom to share with us all about how to attract abundance into our lives. So I hope you can join her and myself on Thursday or Friday next week. Visit her website, miracleswithinus.net, to learn more about that webinar. Until tomorrow, I'm wishing you all a very passionate day. A very passionate day and evening, and I love you all. Take care. Bye.